Welcome to Week 9 Synthetic Divisions. Let's start it. So if we have f of x is ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, so a, b, c, d are our coefficients. And to set up the synthetic divisions, we will need those coefficients. So making sure that we copy the right coefficients from the x term. So this is the coefficients of x to the 3, x squared, x, and then constant. We know that x to the power of 1 is x, right? So x to the power of 0 is 1. So when you have 1 multiplied by any number is the constant, or we can say that the numbers only, right? So we drop down A here, B here, C here, and D here. So in some type of questions, they will given the factor x minus k. So k in this sense is that is 0. K is the 0. So if they're asking if that factor is a 0, we will set that it's a 0, k is the 0 if the remainder is 0. So when the remainder is 0, we have the factor x minus k is a factor of f of x, and we set that no remainder. Or when we plug in k into f of x, so we have f of k equals 0. If the remainder is different from 0, so x minus k is not a factor of f of x. So it means there is remainder, or remainder is this. And how we do it? So we set up the coefficients and we find the k. For the first coefficients, the first positions always drop down as this is, and the next one is this spot. So we have, this is the first box, the second box, right? So the first multiply k, we multiply by k, then we fill in the second box. So a times k, right? Now the third box, we have to say b plus, okay, so we add them at the column, so b plus ak. Now the four box right here, we take the third one multiply by k. Okay, the third one multiply by k. Now we add it, so we have c plus the third box times k. Okay, and this is the fifth one. Now this is the sixth one. The sixth box is the fifth box multiplied by k, and then we still add it at the column. So this is the last column, the last positions, the last box right here is the remainder. And if it's 0, so k is a 0 of f of x, and x minus k is a factor of f of x. And remember that we have f of x if equal a times b times c, right? 0 terms. We will have if a equals 0, if f of x equals 0, a equals 0, b equals 0, c equals 0. Let's do just 2. because it's easier to list all of the factor, right? So A equal B equal 0. So in this case, one of our factor may be A is equal x minus k, right? And that is make f of x equal 0 at x equal k. Alright, so the remainder will be d plus phi, the boss phi times k, right? Let's hand on a problem. So we have 3x squared minus 5x plus 1. And also we know that if it's set up like that, the top one is f of x, and we usually call it dividend. And this one is divisor. So to find k, we set the divisor equal 0 and solve for x. So set x minus 2 equals 0. Then we solve for x, we have x equal 2 because we add both sides by 2, right? That cancel out, so now x equal 2, so that is our k, 2. Now a is 3, that's the first coefficient of x squared. Now x is negative 5. Now the last number, that's 1. Now we drop down 3. Now 3 times 2, that 3 times 2 is 6, right? This one is 6. Okay, now we add the top and the bottom, so negative 5 plus 6, that's 1. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So we know that we have the remainder is mean x minus 2 is not a factor, and 2 is not a 0, right? So how we write this one? Remember, this one we need to remember it, okay? And remember how to set it up. Now every degree will reduce by 1. So now it will become, this is the become x, because 2 minus 1, right? This is x, the column x will become x 1 minus 1. And the remainder, how we write the last term for that? Okay, let's write down. So f of x, right? That equal 3x squared minus 5x plus 1. That equal to, we have the divisor, that x minus 2 times 3x plus 1 plus 3 is the remainder over x minus 2. Or we can rewrite it. It will be the same thing, right? And of course, we rewrite the given questions like that, right? And it's equal 3x plus 1 plus 3 over x minus 2. And remember, this is the coefficients that the remainder. So the coefficients we find, the first one is 3, the second one is 1, and the last one is the remainder. So we always write down those coefficients, and the first one is the reduce of x squared, so 2 minus 1 is 1, so x to the power of 1 is x, right? So x is x to the power of 1 for the next column right here. So when you done the process, it will become x to the power of 1 minus 1 is x to the power of 0, and that is 1. So you have 1 times 1 is 1. And then plus the remainder over the divisor. This is the remainder. Okay. Alright, so next questions will be write down the coefficients and also find the k, right? So we set x minus 3 equals 0, x equals 3 because we add 3 both sides. So k is 3. Now write down 4. This is x cubed, x squared, x, and the number, right? So 2, 7, minus 7, right? Minus 10. Now, first step, we drop down the first number, the first coefficient, that's 4. Now, 4 times 3, that's 12, plus 2 is 14. 14 times 3 is 3 times 4 is 12. Remember 2. Right 2, remember 1, so 42. 42, we add negative 7 is 42, subtract 7 is 35. 35 times 3 that is 3 times 5, 15, write 5, remember 1. 3 times 3 is 9, remember 1 is 10. Then we add negative 10, that's 95. Now we write the answer. 4x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x minus 10. We should rewrite the questions. So x minus 3, that is equal to, the first one is 4, right? Now, that is the column of x cubed, so this one will be x cubed minus 1, that's x squared. The next one is plus 14, x squared column, so x squared minus 1 is x. X columns is x to the power of 1 minus 1, so plus 35. X to the power of 0 is 1, so 35. Then we add the remainder 95 over the divisor, so x minus 3. So next questions, divisor equals 0, solve for k, solve for x, and find k. So that will be negative 2. We minus 2 both sides. Okay, so k is minus 2. And then we drop down. X to the power of 4 coefficients is 1. We see nothing here, it means 1. Now, next one. No, this one is 2, right? So we have x cubed, x2, x, and then number. Remember, we always left the blank or fill in 0 if we don't see the term missing. And always write f of x in the orders of higher degree to lower degree. So this one is 0 because we don't see any. So this one now move here. 2, then 3, then 4. Alright, this one is important, so remember the missing one. X cubed, 0 x cubed. Okay? Now we drop down the first one, so that's 1. 1 times negative 2 is minus 2. Add 0, so minus 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. We add 2 is 6. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Plus 3 is negative 9. Negative 9 times negative 2 is positive 18. We add 4 is 22. Now this one will become x cubed, x squared, x number, right? And then remainder. So we rewrite it. x4 plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 4 all over x plus 2, and that equal to, we rewrite it, 1x cubed is x cubed minus 2x squared plus 6x minus 9, and then add the remainder, 22 over divisor. Alright, so for this one, remember the higher degree is the power of 6. So we have to write down all the term, right, in order of the degree decreasing. So x to the power of 6, x to the power of 5th, x to the power of 4th, x to the power of 3rd, x squared, x, and then number is x to the power of 0, right? So now x to the power of 6 coefficients is 1, right, here. Then we lack the 5th, that's 0. Now 4 is negative 15. 3 minus 7 square 0, x is 50, and then the number 17, right? How we find k is we set x minus 4 equal 0, then isolate x by adding 4 both sides. Okay, so this is 4. Now drop the first one. Now 1 multiplied by 4 is 4. And 0, that's 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Add negative 15, that 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 plus negative 7 is minus 3. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And 0 is negative 12. Negative 12 times 4 is negative 48. And 50, that is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. We add 17 and 25. Now, remember to reduce. So x to the power of 5th, x to the power of 4, x to the power of 3rd, x squared, x, then number, then remainder. Alright, now we rewrite it. So we have x to the power of 6 minus 15, x to the power of 4, minus 7x cubed plus 50x plus 17 all over x minus 4, that equal to 1x fifth, right? So x to the power of 5 plus 4x4 plus 1x cubed, that x cubed, minus 3x squared minus 12x plus 2, and now the remainder plus 25 over x minus 4. Okay, always reduce the power by 1. And then the remainder over the divisor. That's right here. Everything we reduce by factor, reduce by 1, right? And also when we write out, we have to put the remainder over the divisor for the last term. Now it will be longer, right? We have 7 power of 7, so x to the power of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now negative 2, x to the power of 6 is 8. We lack 5th. We have 59 for x to the power of 4. Negative 46 for x cubed. X squared is 5. Minus 7 for x, and then 202. Now 5k, x minus 5 equals 0, x equals 5. Add 5 both sides, right? Now it's 5, so right here in the blue box, so we drop down negative 2. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. We add 8 is minus 2. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Add 0, negative 10. Negative 10 times 5 is negative 50. We add 59. We have 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Now we add negative 46. That negative 1. Negative 1 times 5, negative 5. We add 5, we have 0. 0 times 5 is 0. Plus negative 7 is negative 7. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. We add 202. So 12 minus 5 is 7. And we remember 1, so 10 minus 4 is 6. Then we remember one more. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we have 167 as remainder. Now remember this one will be x to the power of 6. We reduce 1. X to the power of 5th. X 4. X cubed. X squared. X to the power of 0. That's the number. Now we rewrite it. I will call this one is g of x. So that will be easier to write out the answer. So g of x is our given question. So we rewrite it. Minus 2x6 minus 2x5 minus 10x4 plus 9x cubed minus 1x squared 0 we skip minus 7 and then the remainder 167 over x minus 5. Alright, we go back with the short one. So x4, x cubed, x squared, x and then number, right? We have to list all of them out so it's easy to see. So 2 minus 2 minus 176, 39, and negative 18. Be careful to write the complete list number with the sign, the coefficient with the sign. Okay. Alright. And now we find k. So x plus 9 equals 0. X equals negative 9. Because we subtract 9 both sides. So negative 9 in here. So we drop down the first one. So 2. Then 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. We add negative 2 is more negative. So negative 20. Negative 20 multiply negative 9 is positive 180. We add negative 176, that make it 4. 4 times negative 9, negative 36. We add 39 is 3. 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. Then we add negative 18. So that will be negative 45. 8 plus 7, 15, write 5, remember 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 1 is 4. And it's more negative, so that negative 45. Now we rewrite it. 2x4 minus 2x cubed minus 176x squared plus 39x minus 18 all over x plus 9. That's equal to 2x cubed. Remember, reduce 1, the power by 1, so x squared here, x number, okay, minus 20x squared plus 4x plus 3 minus 45 over x plus 9. Remember right here you can write plus negative 45 over x plus 9. but usually they don't let it the negative on the top, so they just distribute it to the main side of the whole fraction, so it will become negative. Okay, so for this one, we have x4, it will be 1, then x cubed, 2 over 3, x squared, 7 over 9, okay, and then x will be 5 over 27, and then the last number is 14 over 81. Now 5k is 2 over 3. So x minus 2 over 3 equals 0. X equals 2 over 3 because we add 2 over 3 both sides, and this cancel out. Now we drop 1, right? So we have 1 times 2 over 3. The 2 over 3, we add them. So it will be 4 over 3. Remember adding the fractions. 1 over a plus 1 over a. We have the same denominator, a, so 1 plus 1, that's 2 over a. Right? We have the same denominator, 3, so we should add the numerator, so 2 plus 2 is 4. So 4 over 3 times 2 over 3, multiplications of the fractions, a over b times c over d, top to top ac, bottom to bottom b times d. Alright, so we have 4 times 2 is 8, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 7 over 9. Same denominator, so we're just working on the top, that 8, subtract 7 is 1. 1 over 9 times 2 over 3. The top is 1 times 2 is 2. The bottom is 3 times 9, 27. Now 5 over 27 plus 2 over 27, that's 7 over 27. 27 times 3 is 81. 7 times 2 is 14, so we add them and it's 0. Now what can we say? We will say f of 2 over 3 is equal 0, or x minus 2 over 3 is a factor of f. And what is f of x? F of x is the numerator here. Alright. Only the top. So how we rewrite this one? So we start with x4. So this one will be x cubed, x squared, x number. And we write that like this, x to the 4 plus 2 thirds x cubed minus 7 9 x squared plus 5 over 27 x minus 14 over 81 over x minus 2 over 3, and that equal to x cubed plus 4 over 3 x squared plus 1 over 9x plus 7 over 27, and 0 remainder is mean if we write 0 over x minus 2 over 3, that still equals 0 because the numerator equals 0, so make the whole thing equal 0. So when it's 0, we don't have to write that down, right? So that's the answer. All right, number 8. So we start with x4, right? And the coefficient is 1. The next coefficient for x cubed is -4/5. X squared, 7/25. X is a/125. And the number -20a/625. Now we find the k, the 0, right? So x -2/5 equals 0. X equals 2/5. We're adding 2/5 both sides. So that's how we got it. So 2/5. Now we drop down the first one. Always the first one drop down. So 1 times 2/5, that's 2/5. We add -4/5, so -2/5. That's -4/5 by multiply -2/5 to 2/5. Now we're adding 7/25 with -4/25. So we will have 3/25. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6. 25 times 5, 125. Now 8 and 6 is 14/125. So 14 times 2 is 28/625. 125 multiplied by 5 is 625. Alright, now this one will be 0. Now reduce, so x cubed, x squared, x number. Right, so I will call this one a g of x, so I don't have to rewrite it. So g of x is equal to x cubed minus 2/5 x squared plus 3/25x plus 14/125. And what we say about this one? F of x is the numerator always, okay? That's how we call it. F of x is 0 when x equal 2/5 or f 2/5 equals 0. We have no remainder, so x minus 2/5 is a factor of f of x. Thank you for participating in this week practice questions. See you next time.